So, hello and welcome to the next video or to another video. This time we're gonna talk about the Workline parts. I showed you in the last video of the steering wheel, and now let's have a quick look at the Workline parts and what they're gonna do and why I bought them. What is so special about them? Let's have a look. So, why did I buy the Workline stuff? One of the reasons is I saw them, or I met them at Autosport Cologne. And we just had a quick talk. I saw their parts and I was very impressed. I ordered the torque mount a couple of months ago and I was very impressed because it's such a small part and actually quite easy to install. But it was so well made, it fitted perfectly. And it was just, everything on the part was perfect. So I didn't have to do anything about it. It just fitted just perfect out of the box. And that's why I thought, let's give it a try. And after that, I was quite sure I'm gonna order some more parts. I'm always a little bit hesitating when I have to order parts which are quite important to the car, which is everything suspension related, obviously, and which cost a lot of money. They are not quite cheap, to be honest. It's also not that expensive. I think it's well worth the money, but it's a lot of money if you spend it on the car. So you have to be sure it works, it's perfectly fine, and I don't like to install stuff which firstly makes the car worse or needs a lot of trimming or whatnot. Then I can manufacture it myself. So I talked to them at Cologne, and I was quite impressed with them. And I was also quite impressed with the parts I saw there. So long story short, I think it's a small package or the small kit. You just get for the rear this one. That's the first thing at the back. As you can see right here, it's engraved with rear, so it's very easy to know which one's rear and which one's front. That's one thing I really like about their products. They just make it idiot-proof, so perfectly fine for me. That's at the back. Well, it's the upper arm, which you can just set up so you can adjust everything. Then you just have the rear lower arm, also very nicely made. These are symmetrical, so no rear or front, just one position to go. And what I also really like about them is the biggest problem with these things is if you once you install it, it's bolted in, so you can't adjust it anymore. That's why they made one of the treats left and the other one right, which means when you have it fixed as like that, and you can just turn this one and it goes out or in. So you can install it and then actually still use it. That's one of the things I've seen other manufacturers forget about, and yeah. And you also get these shims right here where you can set up some other stuff. I will explain everything a little bit later, so bear with me. Then we come to the front. First of all, it's this one. Also very easy, and it's also engraved with, here it's left hand or right hand, so it's also very easy not to get them mixed up. Then you also get new stuff like this, that's also for the front. That's just some nuts. Then the biggest part, this one. It's also quite light and it's very well made, as you can see. And you can adjust everything, really just everything. You can set up this one, you can change this one. There are two bolts who hold it in place, which you could just loosen and turn it out completely. Then this one at the back, you can set up caster, and you also got these shims, most likely for not anti-squat but anti-dive, to adjust that. And now you have a lot of bolts, right? everywhere. How much do you torque them? Ask no more, right here. They have every bolt, and that's the genius of it. They have every bolt, the Newton meters you need to torque them engraved on the part itself, so you don't need any sheets, any whatever. You don't need to know it, you just can look at the part and set it up perfectly. So they thought ahead. Obviously for the right hand side as well. Then just some bushings, or they call it lower long arm insert. It's a pillow ball insert, which just makes everything a little bit more stiff. Rear adjustable trailing arm. First of all, it's this one. This will get bolted to the car. And there are 3 basic setups. That's why they have 3 holes. One's gravel, mid, or tarmac. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, here also engraved on the part. Gravel, mid, or tarmac, depends on what you're racing. For us, we're obviously racing tarmac. That's why I set it up for tarmac. Then, this one. This has the same engravings here on the side for gravel, mid, and tarmac, and also the torque mount, or how much torque you need to install it. They just thought of everything, and the parts are very well made. They look very nice. I like the color of it, but that's just, yeah, you could have it maybe in green or blue or yellow or whatever you like. I don't know if they make it for a special color. Maybe if you ask them, they make it even in a special color. I don't know. Then you get some of these. This one right here. They are just, if you drive the car on the road, they are just so that everything lifts a little bit longer. Then you get some more bolts. And yeah, oh, I forgot this one. They're for the rears as well. They come in here, I think, somewhere in here. We're gonna install everything, obviously, and because we have to measure everything, we have to do a full adjustment anyway, so that's what we're gonna do. I know a little bit about alignment and how I set up a car that it suits myself or my driving style, but with this amount of parts and this amount of stuff you can adjust, it's pretty easy to fuck up. It's just what it is. The more things you can adjust, the more possibilities you have to just fuck up your setup completely. And they give you all of these instruction manuals. That's really crazy. It's, I counted it, it's 36 pages of installation manual, instruction manual. It's just like stuff like this, where you have an explosion with the torque you need, how you set it up, what changes before driving, and OEM torque spec. It's just crazy. You get that for every part you buy, even the lower torque mount. It's just one part with, I think, 5 bolt holes, so very easy to set up. You get one of these. So it's really impressive what they've done, because the instruction, the fitting and installation instruction manual is, I've never seen anything like it. It's very well described. It has some pictures, it has the drawings. You just get everything you need to set up the car perfectly and don't fuck it up. That was one of the reasons I bought the Workline stuff, because I'm no expert. Let's say what it is. I'm no expert for alignment. I know how to do it and I know how to get a decent setup, but stuff like this, that's not my league. If you want to have this set up perfectly and you don't have this, you need so much data for your own car, and they have it. They have the data because they manufactured it on their own car. And that's one of the reasons I bought it, because you get so much knowledge from them. So to set up the car, and it's no more guessing. It's just, you can do a perfect setup for your car, at least a base setup, and then just work from there. But it's much easier when you have a decent base setup, so you don't have to just do some wild guesses and set it up somehow. So that's what I really like. And the quality of the parts, the quality of the package. The packaging is just spot on, and the quality is top notch. Everything is just, I can't find anything to criticize. You can say it's expensive, which it is, but yeah, I think it's well worth the money. Especially if you get not only the parts, but also their knowledge, which is at least worth the same than just the parts. Because if you have to get the knowledge they already have and provide with the parts, you will lose so much money because you spend days on a track and need to figure out how something works, and they just hand this to you on a silver platter. And yeah, just to make this clear, I didn't get this stuff for free. I paid for it. I got the dealer discount, but nothing else. So it's not that it's an advertising video, because it is obviously an advertising video, but just because I really do like the parts. And yeah, I think you will not be able to drive them on the road in Switzerland. Welcome to Switzerland. But if you live in a country where the regulations are a little bit more easy, then go get it and drive it on the road. Just so you know, if you gonna install these, noise and harshness will increase dramatically. I have a friend of mine who already in Sweden. Greetings, if you're watching this, you know who you are. Nice mustache. It just works very well, and the quality of the products is just spot on. So you're gonna see the next video when I'm installing these. That will maybe take some time, maybe even more time than just unpacking. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good week. Goodbye.